targeting adults 50 and over. This grant will expand volunteer opportunities for active adults and build an inventory of local expertise on a wide variety of topics. In 2012, Tualatin began reflecting on its history and how far it has come by planning for the community's 100th birthday. The Tualatin Centennial Committee has planned many fun and exciting events for the year to commemorate this milestone for the community. There'll be fireworks, centennial art, a discovery challenge, and many, many more.
Well, of course, what I'm looking forward to most is the one I'm so involved in, and that is the reenaction of the big fight around the vote for incorporation in 1913. It's really an exciting event. We have two sides so diametrically opposed, one wanting incorporation for certain reasons, one group not wanting incorporation for certain reasons, and how the community divided itself. We know who voted for the petition. And so we're going to bring all those people back to life. And then we're going to show how the democratic system worked. I think that's really exciting. Tualatin's a wonderful community, and I know a lot about what it was like before the incorporation, and you know, the incorporation just brought Tualatin together, and ever since it's just worked together so well. Tualatin is just a warm, loving community.
There's so much to learn about Tualatin's history and how it came to be as the place residents know and love today. 2012 was an exciting year in Tualatin. The City Council thanks the residents, the businesses, our community partners, volunteers, and our staff who make Tualatin a great place to work, live, and play. So it sounds like you enjoyed the video. Hey, I want to pay a special thanks to Roberto Gonzalez behind the camera, who his talent and hours of putting that video together, we really appreciate, from TVC TV. Thank you, Roberto. I'm proud to share in the accomplishments that you saw up on the video, and I'd like to thank several others who, with actually out their time and talent and dedication, none of this would have happened. And first, your City Council. And I'm not sure who all is here today, but I saw City Council President Monique Bikeman, if you'd stand up and stay standing for a moment, and Councilor Emeritus Ed Truax, and of course you know, Rotary member. And then the rest of our council, Joel Davis, Frank Bubenik, Wade Brooksby, and Nancy Grimes. This is a hard-working group of folks that you have working for you, and I appreciate their efforts. I know you do too. I'd like to recognize some of the other very involved citizens who, again, give their time and talent to the city. And, you know, thanks, first of all, to our many citizens and businesses who partner up to be part of our city advisory councils and our boards. So I'm going to read these through, and as I read these boards quickly, those of you in the audience who are on these boards, stand up and stay standing until we're finished with the list, okay? So stand up quickly. Tualatin Planning Commission, Tualatin Arts Advisory Committee, our Budget Committee, Core Area Parking Board, Tualatin Arts Advisory Committee, Tualatin Tomorrow Advisory Committee, some of them are standing twice for double duty, Architecture Review Board, Friends of the Tualatin Library, Library Foundation. Thank you all for all that you do. Yes, Tualatin's volunteers are really the best, no doubt. And two of our volunteers were recognized by the governor this year for their very special service. The Tualatin High School Life Skills class received the governor's Outstanding Youth Program Award. And Tualatin resident Ryan Holberg, who you saw where he is, was recognized by the government and received the Outstanding Youth Volunteer of the Year Award for the state of Oregon by the governor. And Ryan's here in the audience. Ryan, would you stand up and take a bow? Where are you at, buddy? There he is. Yeah, Tualatin youths are incredible, absolutely. Eagle Scouts do projects every year in our city. We've got a dedicated group of teens who make up our Youth Advisory Council and our Library Teen Council. We got many school children who participate in events such as the Conservation Calendar Contest and Public Works Week. The city and our Tualatin Tigard School District have a strong partnership in fostering a place for students and children to live, to work, to learn, and to play. And this year, Tualatin kids also participated in a statewide program, a statewide contest, If I Were the Mayor. And this was sponsored by the Oregon Mayors Association. Kids from all over the state participated. And third grader from Byram, a third place in the state went to a Byram student who lives in Tualatin, Haley Kang. So way to go, Haley. I'm not sure she's here today, but she made our city proud as well. And we also had a new segment of volunteers over the last year and a half through the Citizen Involvement Organization, the CIOs. And I want to come back to that in a minute. But I want to acknowledge also our superlative staff. I want to thank them for all they do day in and day out, year in and year out, supporting the council, but more importantly, what they do to serve the citizens and the residents and the businesses here in Tualatin. So anyone from our city staff, if you're here, would you stand up and be recognized, please? Well, now you know why the event sold out. There's so many of them, right? Hey, but there's one particular staff person I do want to do a personal recognition of. And that's our Deputy City Manager, Sarah Singer. Sarah, you got to stand up and blush. You got to face them. Yeah. You know, in addition to all she does as a community interface between the city and our community, she also put together everything you see here today. She created the video, and she wrote most of the material here, made my day very easy. So, Sarah, thank you. Now, last year, she created LouTube, if you remember that. And I gave her, presented at the event, a bouquet of flowers. This year, she's got a boyfriend, so I'm thinking giving flowers might not be perceived properly by him, so she's going to have to settle for your ovation. So, again, thank you, Sarah. As we look back on this past year, Tualatin really does have a lot to be proud of. But as we look ahead, we have much to celebrate, particularly this year because it is our 100th birthday. Thanks again to the hard work of the Centennial Committee, who put together the plan for this year. We kicked off our celebration, and we had a lot of exciting events all year long. And as you saw in the video, earlier this month, the Historical Society in the Grange reenacted the contentious incorporation vote. And I want to thank Lois Martinazzi. Stand up, please. Larry McClure, if Larry's here. The Historical Society and the Tualatin Grange, thank you for doing that. I appreciate that. And I look forward to seeing you all at the party this year as we continue to celebrate. So 2 years ago, the City Council established some priorities for the ensuing years. They included, among others, 4 things: enhance community recreation for people of all ages, increase citizen involvement, complete the transportation system plan update, and launch a new website. And 5th, look to the future to East Side redevelopment and downtown vision. So last year we embraced those priorities and accomplished many things in terms of moving the community forward. And so let's take a look at those real briefly. Enhancing community recreation for all ages. Well, as you saw in the video, the city took over management of the Juanita Pohl Center and added staff. The library received a national resources grant targeting older, active adults, 50 and older. And of course, we completed the Juanita Pohl Center through a large federal grant. I want to thank Del Judy, particularly, and I don't know if Joe Lipscomb's here, but Del, you got to stand up. I don't know if Joe Lipscomb is here, but also Del and Joe did so much to make that happen for the seniors in Tualatin. National Night Out continues to grow. As you saw, we increased participation to 22 neighborhoods this year. We also established the Tualatin Planning Commission, and we have Chair Mike Riley from the Tualatin Planning Commission. Again, stand up, and Jeff DeHaan on the Planning Commission. And so we created a formality to that group that every other city, I believe, in Oregon has, and we didn't have before. We also launched the Tualatin Tomorrow Advisory Committee. Our chair, Candace Kelly, stand up. And we'll talk more about that in a minute as well. And there was a product of citizen involvement came to fruition this year in the Gateway feature that you saw. And that was a joint effort of our Arts Committee, our Parks Committee, and our Urban Renewal Committee. And through a collaborative effort of their interests over about 18 months, what came was that sculpture that you see, and not that sculpture, but the Gateway. And I also want to compliment, and of course he's not here, but the sculptor, Oregon bronze sculptor Rip Caswell, designed and created the geese sculpture, which represents the Native American symbol for community, for cooperation, and for belonging. So thanks to those committees for doing that. All right, number 3, complete the transportation system update. Well, just this past Monday night, we adopted the TSP after nearly 2 years of a process of engaging citizens in unprecedented ways, actually. Neighbors, businesses, and staff worked together to help create this list of projects to be invested over the next 20 to 30 years in Tualatin. And they include better bike and ped connections. They include traffic signals, turn lanes at key intersections to help improve level of service performance at key intersections in Tualatin. But there's a major roadway that really is the underpinning of the future for transportation in Tualatin, which was incorporated in part of this TSP. And we've been pursuing this for more than 30 years, haven't we, Roy and Steve? And that's a road from Tualatin on the west to I-5 to the east. And so through the efforts of the Basalt Creek Transportation Refinement that Monique mentioned on the video, we are planning a road, a cooperative effort of Wilsonville, Tualatin, Washington County, Metro, and ODOT. We actually came to a conclusion to lay out and build a road that will connect 124th on the west side down to I-5 at North Wilsonville exit. And I want to thank Commissioner Rogers for his leadership in that project, but more importantly, we're actually underway in design and pursuing the acquisition of the right-of-way for the initial stages, and we're doing that mostly with county and ODOT money. So thanks, Roy, for all your leadership and work on that. That'll be huge. Another project as a result of extensive input actually from the IBAC CIO and the great support from the Tualatin Chamber of Commerce. As a result of that, Washington County is committed to funding a sidewalk completion on Grahams Ferry Road, a serious safety issue in Tualatin, and also to install a guardrail along the curve on Grahams Ferry Road. So again, thank you, Roy, I appreciate it. Other major transportation work from last year that continued on to this year is the Southwest Corridor Study, again, as you saw in the video. Now, this is a comprehensive land use and transportation analysis of the corridor from Portland all the way down to Sherwood to prioritize the public investments that will be made along that corridor, or actually over the next 20 to 30 years. But the focus is on high-capacity transit and trying to determine the alignment of where high-capacity transit will serve that corridor, including Tualatin. The fourth thing we did was, of course, the new website, and if you've been to the site, I hope you find it to be intuitive. You'll find it's an enhanced search feature. You can actually sign up for notification subscriptions. You can sign up for online classes. You can get on social media. We increased our Facebook fans by 178% since the launch of the website, almost 50% increase in Twitter followers. So I hope all of you will jump on and be in touch with what's happening in Tualatin in real time. And then the fifth item was the East Side redevelopment and downtown vision. So the Tualatin TSP, linking Tualatin and the Southwest Corridor Study really was the underpinning work that we needed to have to understand how the transportation piece would better serve downtown so that we can now embark upon the efforts of a downtown vision. I want to come back to more of that in a minute as well. So through the video and this brief outline I've given you, sort of summarizing that, you've seen some of the things and the prioritized accomplishments of this past year. And again, I want to applaud everyone who worked so hard to make that happen. The state of the city is outstanding. It truly is. Now, similar to those who founded our city 100 years ago, we are now looking to plan for the future while maintaining that which makes Tualatin special today. So I want to share with you briefly some of the priorities which we plan to focus on in the few years ahead. And through projects, through planning, through citizen engagement, through other avenues, we envision a Tualatin which embraces, first of all, connected, informed, engaged citizenry. We'll continue to see the CIOs mature. You know, last year we applauded their formation. This year we applauded actually getting neighborhoods involved. We'll continue to enhance the city's use of technology. We'll continue to employ a modern website, social media, and actually expand ways to get citizens involved with real-time input to their interests and suggestions. Secondly, protected and expanded natural resources. These resources increase quality of life for everyone, and we're committed to maintaining them at the highest standards. Last year, the city partnered with the Wetlands Conservancy to improve water quality and wildlife habitat in the city-owned Hedges Creek Wetland Protection District, Hedges Creek Marsh. and completed a 5-year project of actually getting out some of the invasive species and restoring natural vegetation. I don't know if Ed Casey is here, but the Wetlands Conservancy was formed about 30 years ago. They received, Tualatin received a gift when the wetlands were given to the city, and Tualatin got a $10,000 gift when Zion LLC actually dedicated the marsh over to the city. Ed Casey was a founder and a longtime board member of the Wetlands Conservancy. I'd like to recognize Ed if he's here, and I want to recognize Bob Durgan from Zion, who was involved in making that transfer. So again, stand up, be recognized. Ed, I guess Ed's not here, but thank you. These are the type of partnerships that we want to continue to pursue. Third, expanded a strengthened economy through balanced growth. So we'll continue attracting businesses which improve the quality of life in Tualatin and those that provide great opportunity employment for our citizens. See, we enjoy one of the most, if not the most, lowest tax rate of all the cities in the Portland area. Why is that? Because we have a balanced tax base. About half of our taxes are paid by residential property, the other half are paid by commercial and industrial. And we're able to provide high levels of service because of that balance. In order to continue to provide those high levels of service, we must continue to have well-managed growth in a high-quality way. So as stated in the video, last year we saw over $90 million of private investment in the face of a global downturn, right? We work with new and existing businesses to help meet their development needs. Again, though, maintaining high standards, and sometimes they'll tell you going through the city is a difficult road to walk in terms of maintaining those standards, but it's for the protection of the community, for the residents, and the neighboring businesses that we demand those levels. We need to judiciously, yet persistently, continue that growth. And so toward that end, I want to introduce you to our new Economic Development Director. It's not John Valley, but that's okay, John. Joe Phillips. Joe, would you stand up? Joe joins us with deep background in economic development through his experiences and his prior work in King County, or not King County, but Pierce County, Washington. We're very excited about the strengths you bring here to Tualatin, Joe. I know the community and the Chamber of Commerce and Development community is interested in working with you as you head our enhanced focus on economic development and continue to foster Tualatin's economic vitality. And then beyond that,